He took a poopta on Gupta. Thank you. That was mine. Add CNN to the list of things Joe Rogan now owns. I speak of CNN's chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who admitted to Joe Rogan that it was wrong for the network, including Don Lemon and Jim Acosta, to claim Rogan took horse dewormer as a COVID treatment. Last month, Rogan announced he'd test positive for the virus and had been prescribed several drugs to fight it, including ivermectin. Now that drug is FDA approved for use in humans for certain infectious diseases, and the formula for animal use is much more concentrated. But that's not what Rogan was taking. But CNN didn't care and lied about it and said Rogan was taking horse pills. On Wednesday, he called them out.
They're lying at your network about people taking human drugs versus drugs from veterinary.
Calling it a horse dewormer is not a flattering thing. I get that.
It's a lie. It's a lie on a news network. You're talking about a drug that's been given out to billions and billions of people, a drug that was responsible for one of the inventors of it making the
Nobel Prize in
2015.
Yeah.
Why would they lie and say that's horse dewormer? I can afford people medicine, mother. This is ridiculous. It's just a lie.
I don't think anyone is thick.
But don't you think that a lie like that is dangerous on a news network when you know that they know they're lying? You know that they know that I took medicine. Like, here it is. This is ivermectin.
You got
this
it
is
with
right
you.
Here. Somebody gave it to me.
All right, hang on. The thing is, we're like going so fast.
Yes, we are going so fast. But Rogan didn't let up.
Do you think that's a problem, that your news network lies?
Well, I don't.
Dude.
I mean, what did they say?
They lied.
What did they
said
say?
I was taking horse dewormer. First of all, it was prescribed to me by a doctor.
Yeah.
Along
they
with
shouldn't have said
a
it was
bunch of other medications.
If you got a human pill, because there were people that were taking it, the veterinary medication, and you're not, obviously. You got it from a doctor, so that it shouldn't be called that. Ivermectin can be a very effective medication. They shouldn't have said that.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
You didn't ask? You didn't think that was you're the medical guy over there.
I didn't ask. I should have asked before
coming on your podcast. But they did it with such glee.
No,
yes,
Joe.
I watched.
I haven't seen a doctor get that traumatized since my last prostate exam. But jokes work. What do you know? Now, the takeaway here is that it's not about the efficacy of the drug in question. It's that a network hosed a guy they don't like, and now that guy, who has a massive following of his own, pushed back and pushed back hard. And now you know why CNN's legion of scolds never venture out of their network caves. CNN attempted to pick a fight with someone with a bigger audience and a bigger brain and got punched in the mouth right back. They tried to treat Rogan like a smiling kid in a MAGA hat. He's not. He's a hyper-focused guy who does mixed martial arts for fun. I find it all to be glorious and refreshing, like when my buddy Sal feeds his neighbors.
Hey, you want some? Eat! Crunch! There you go. Watch your head. Look at this guy sitting down over here. It's crazy.
I love the ending. It's crazy. Oh, geez. Michael, so you've done Joe Rogan's podcast. Joe's been, like, incorrect on some things, but it's not because he's lying. It's because he just didn't have enough information. The difference is that CNN is knowingly being wrong about this. Why do you think they did that?
Oh, I mean, they hate Joe Rogan because they can't control him. I mean, Joe always makes this joke that he's the stupid guy, but when you're with him, you realize that his genius is that he's so terrifying. He's like a human lie detector. Like, you don't want to lie in front of that guy.
Yeah.
And it's stamina. I mean, you're there for like 3 hours. You're just kind of like, whatever you need to hear from me, it better be the truth or you might break me in half.
Yes, I could never do that. I mean, how long were you on with him?
We were on for 2.5 hours. And then he goes, now let's talk about nuclear power. And I was like, I'm out. What do I need to do to signal that you win? I'm tapping. Now, it was an incredible experience. He's clearly a genius of the art. So.
Yeah, it's an unusual thing, and he didn't even. It's not like he actively tried to do that. Kat, the thing is, to Michael's point, I get the feeling that, like, Rogan is kind of like what CNN was supposed to be. Like, CNN was like the news, but it's not the news anymore. It's all ideology. And now you have these 2-3 hour conversations where people. That was actually a good conversation with Gupta.
Yeah.
Right? So he's the new CNN.
Yeah, and CNN is actually doing all of the things, or creating a lot of the harms that it complains about. So they talk about this horse dewormer thing all the time because it's supposedly bad. They don't want people to take horse dewormer. That's what they care about. But by saying that Joe Rogan took horse dewormer, because he's okay, right?
Yeah.
They're actually going to be sending the message that taking horse dewormer is okay. Not the people who acknowledge the difference between a human prescription for ivermectin and veterinary horse dewormer.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if the horse dewormer was actually better than the human dewormer?
That would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious.
Yeah, but you know what's even more hilarious is that Gupta basically seems to me like a nice guy.
Right.
And you would think nice guys would have a better defense against the truth.
Right. Yeah.
But even nice guys like their paychecks.
yeah.
And I was waiting for Gupta to go, hey, man, I just got a book deal with them. I just signed a new thing. Whoa, hey, didn't we talk about this in the back? Please, hey, CNN. He was literally on one of the shows that they were talking about this.
Yeah.
The thing about Joe Rogan that makes him so special right now, and it shouldn't make him special, is that he's being a grown-ass man. If you come at me, I'm going to come at you back. And he's even asking why.
Yeah.
And the goal of CNN was to cancel Joe. The best part of this, the accoutrement of this, is that Brian Stelter got destroyed because he ripped. We didn't see it, but he ripped on Brian so bad. The last time that Stelter came on, he had the lowest ratings ever. He had like 6 people, and one of them was the Post-its guy. The other one was like his parents. Like, he canceled the canceller.
Yeah.
So that to me in itself is beauty.
Yeah.
Because they got a taste of their own medicine and they don't like it. So maybe they need some horse dewormer because they're clearly full of
I don't know why I'm going to ask you this, Julie, but I have a feeling. Have you ever tried veterinarian pills? Like pills that, because I have. I've taken pills that were designed for another species.
I don't think a horse dewormer, calling it coat, I'll never get the image out of my head. Like, I'm not kidding. Like little white worms coming out of poop.
Yeah.
But I think it's also odd. That's so fun to talk about. I also think it's so very strange for people to be getting medical advice today if it weren't for Sanjay Gupta.
God, remember that? Wiping down
I
all the
literally, my
surfaces?
cereal boxes, which then became wet and soggy.
My wife would leave the groceries outside the house, and we had to take one in one by one.
Yes.
And then wipe it down.
I left my kids outside and had to wipe them down. But sometimes I would just bring in the favorite one and forget about the other one.
I leave mine in the garage just in case it rains. It's a little warmer there in the
See,
winter.
now that's parenting.
They're still there.
All right.
With my husband.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.